Yo, welcome back to the channel. Marriage or hell no. That focuses on situations and looking at ways to improve communication lines between men, high value men, successful, competitive men, and what we out here trying to find, what we out here looking for a woman to be with, a queen to start our legacy, to start our empire. But at the end of the day, sometimes you gotta find that right one. And as we already know, in 2021 is rather difficult. But today we're gonna be doing a reaction video to none other than what one of the conversation between Kevin Samuels and a young lady. And this one right here is really for the fellas. I know there's a lot of ladies that tune in to watch this channel, and I'm hoping that you're learning a lot along the way of what real competitive, successful men are looking for when we're looking for a lady to build our legacy with. But Kevin Samuels, for what you're going to see today, is going to have an interesting conversation with a young lady that presents herself to be one way. But once we start probing a little bit, not even level 3 probing, just asking for clarification situations, what we're going to find is that we see so often the time is that it's really difficult when you're out here trying to choose a woman, because some ladies, the past situations that they got going on, it's just a bit much to handle. So bear with me 1 second, and we're gonna share this video. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about it as we look for ways to make improvement between the communication lines between men and women out here. So this lady is a piece of work right here. But before we get going, I want to say, yo, thank you from the bottom of my heart, everybody that's been tuning into the content, everybody that's been subscribing to the channel of late. Bear with me as I learn how to work StreamYard with the audio issues. Sometimes I know I can have those, but bear with me 1 second as I get this going. But I appreciate all the love and support nonetheless. So as you can see, this is going to be a difficult conversation between Mr. Kevin Samuels and this young lady. But let's get into the content, and then we're going to see where we go from here.
Yeah, I mean, look. Hey, hello.
Hi, hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. I always ask, how old are you?
32.
All right. So, what are we discussing today?
Okay. All right. I want to discuss. I was in a relationship for 10 years.
Okay.
With my son's father, and he was 10 years older than me at the time, right? So I was 21. Yeah, I'm born in 88, and he's born in 77.
Okay.
And basically, I wasn't ready at the time to be in a relationship.
You weren't ready to be in marriage or relationship?
Well, marriage, because he was ready to, And so I cheated a lot in the beginning.
Okay.
We're going to stop it right there just for 1 second, because what I want the fellas to pay attention to, and ladies, if you're watching, just notice that this woman presented a scenario to us. Kevin's like, hey, how are you? She's like, I'm doing good. Got a question? Tell me what's on your mind. So from one thing we know so far from according to what she is saying is that she was in a relationship for 10 years with a man that she cheated on throughout that 10-year relationship, right? So they have one child together, and that's just the person that she's in. This man was 10 years older than her, but watch how the story tends to unfold a little bit more as we go. But notice that she said that she got into a relationship she wasn't ready for, nonetheless, taking no accountability for the situation. But let's just keep going, because I think some of the fellas and some of the ladies even know where this is going, but you have no idea what this woman is up to.
And then I ended up leaving him after the 10 years because he cheated once and I couldn't get over it. And I haven't been able to get a solid relationship since then. And I don't know.
Because you ain't right within, Jezebel. Like, you can hear her. She that through 10-year relationship.
Well, do you have any?
Just throughout the 10-year relationship, she cheated multiple times on this guy. And then this guy, who was her husband of 10 years, that she claimed she wasn't.
Children?
Yes, I have 2. I planned the child with him and everything because I felt bad, about how.
No, I'm just trying to understand. Both of the children you have from him?
Oh, no, I had a child after I left him.
Okay, so you were together with him from age 20, from what to what?
From age 20 to 30, I guess.
30, and you're how old, 32?
Yeah.
So you had a child with him and then a child after him.
Yes.
And
The child after him was like a revenge thing. I was
okay,
upset. Yeah.
okay,
And I
right.
had a child by his cousin.
Oh Jesus. So your ultimate question is what?
My question is, I'm trying not to be salty towards like all men, and I'm trying to.
Why should you be salty? I mean, ma'am, no disrespect, but what you just said is you told a story where you were a young woman dealing with a man who had you, and for 10 years you were fucking around. He cheats one time and you
No, not the
bounce.
whole 10 years. Not the
Doesn't
whole 10.
matter. It doesn't matter. 10 years, 3 years, 5 years, you were cheating a lot.
Yeah,
He
I was.
cheats one time, then you decide to get salty and leave. And then you leave, and then on the way out, you screw his cousin and have a baby with him.
But it's not
And
like his blood cousin.
and I'm just getting the story right, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And now you're trying to figure out how not to get salty with men.
Dealing with right out here, because this woman is absolutely out of her damn mind. She has no morals, no principles, no anything. But let's just keep going a little bit to find out a little bit more about the type of damage a woman like this can possibly do.
The facts are right.
The facts are right. Yeah.
Okay, then why should you even be in a relationship with anybody?
I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out. I need to just work on myself right now, maybe.
Well, I mean,
Fellas, you guys already know this woman right here. I'm sorry. Now, one thing we know about this woman is she has no shot in hell at being marriage material. This is not the woman that we're looking for on this type of channel, because there is no way you can be with a woman and be across the table from a woman that dictates and that has these type of actions. And one thing that Kevin's done a remarkable job of, like I said before, there might have been some audio issues before. I don't know if you guys heard that or not. But this woman, not only is she a narcissist, she said she didn't want to get in a relationship with this guy, but yes, she entered the relationship. We found out it wasn't just a relationship, it was marriage. This guy was 10 years older than her. She was in the relationship with this guy for 10 years. She presented a case study like it was only one child. Then we come to find out she was cheating on this guy the whole damn time, or what she says, not only in the beginning or whatever she said, like try to act like it wasn't all the time. But then the one time that he cheated, she broke up with him, called it off, and it was a revenge thing to go have sex with his cousin. But not only did she have sex with his cousin, she had a baby with the man's cousin, and it was due to revenge. What type of woman allows this type of stuff to happen? Now, yes, you might say, what's wrong with her cousin here? But she should have said, no, there's no way in hell all the men that she can be with out here, this is the type of actions that she choose to do. And this is one thing Kevin Samuels does a great job of. I know some people are saying to themselves, I don't like his content, but the one thing that he does do well is he's very patient. He has follow-up questions so that way the audience can understand. It's beyond how she's presenting herself, but exactly what she's talking about that clarifies and allows us to understand what she's talking about. So let's keep going here and learn a little bit more about who this woman is.
do you have a son or a daughter?
My son is 11 and my daughter
Okay,
is
so if
3.
your son came in and said, "Hey, mom, you know the woman I've been with for 10 years? Yeah. The mother of my child? Yeah. She's been cheating on me for 4 or 5 years in the relationship, and I just took it.
It was not that
Then
long.
I did, and then one time I slipped and cheated on her. She decided to leave me and took my kid with me.
Yeah, because it's like
And
if
then
she,
on the way out the door, she fucked my cousin and got pregnant by him.
I feel like if he didn't want to stay with me in the midst of the cheating, he should have left me.
Man,
He
you
stayed
know
with me
what?
under the impression.
Now, here's a woman that said, you know what? I shouldn't think about being salty to men. I'm trying not to feel salty to men out here because of the damage that has been done and inflicted upon me. But yes, she takes no responsibility for having sex with this man's cousin, yet then having a baby with him. And then said, when questioned about her infidelity, to say, but you know what? It's his fault for staying with me after I was cheating on him. And you wonder why so many men out here are considering things like this. And the reason why they're considering things like this is because you have a woman right here who shows that she has no accountability for the issues, but also she's out of her freaking mind. She's a narcissist, a damn succubus, a damn low life person. And I'm not trying to be evil toward this woman, but answer me this in the comments. If you're a lady and you're watching this and you're slightly offended by what things like or what people like Kevin Samuels may say, what the black manosphere might say, please leave some suggestions on what we should do with a woman like this. Because obviously, if black men can't condone her actions, or black women stepping up and condoning her actions, and I know most women do not get down with this type of action, but these types of people are really out here. And this is the thing that Kevin Samuels is really talking about is guys like us. And I'm not putting myself with Kevin Samuels, but what I'm saying is I'm in my late 30s. I grind every day. I try to do around 55 to maybe 65 to 70 hours per week. Just now grinding the opportunity to make 100 grand. And these are my options out here. And this is why men are saying, yo, damn all of this type of stuff. But let's just keep going and listen to more about who she is.
Okay, where's your father at?
My father is still with my mom. They're still married.
Mm-hmm. And how many siblings do you have?
I have 2 sisters and 1 brother.
Mm-hmm. Ma'am, the way you describe this, you're a horrible person.
I'm working on it.
So often we hear exactly what she just said. Kevin said, you know what? From what I can hear so far, the case, the presentation that you just gave, all of these people that watch his show, you just told us one thing. We asked some more clarifying questions. We found out it's something else. And then you're trying not to feel salty towards men. You have had a troubled time finding a relationship since you've done all these actions. And when foot put to the fire put to your feet right now, and then he says, you know what? You're a terrible person from what I'm hearing so far. I'm working on it. Fellas, how many times have you heard a woman that you've been trying to be in a relationship with, a woman that you might even be married to? You might be married and watching this type of content, and you ask her about herself to take accountability to find out what she was doing yesterday to rectify those actions, what she was doing this morning to rectify those actions. What do you always hear from so many women out here? And ladies, you probably hear this too. You might have a daughter who acts like this.
No, you're not. Because you're still making no.
I'm working on it.
No, you're
Truth of
still
the matter
making
is these
excuses
people
on
are
this.
not working on it. These people don't have no idea of what working on it means. When you hear I'm working on it, not you didn't hear this is what I was doing yesterday to work on this. This is what I was doing this morning to work on this. That's not what you heard. But this is the type of foolishness that people have to put up with out here. But let's keep going.
Call. You said that if he didn't want to stay with me after cheating, he should have left. You have absolutely no accountability. You fucked around on this man.
No accountability.
And you're saying that instead of him cheating,
no accountability at all. And Kevin's absolutely right about that.
Around on you, he should have left you because you were cheating.
Yeah, I feel like he made me feel under the impression that we were going to be.
Yeah, I feel like he made me feel. There's nothing in there that says, you know what, I was absolutely wrong for what I did. And these are the actions I have taken over the course of the last few months prior to having this conversation with you here, Kevin, because I realized I was salty based on my actions of me being a narcissist out here and committing infidelity. So this is what I have been doing since breaking up with him. I haven't been sleeping with his cousin. I have not been trying to get pregnant by his cousin. But you didn't hear absolutely any of that. And that's what we're hearing from this lady. He made me feel like as if I can feel like this made me feel like this. And this is why I feel the way I feel right now. It's just a circle of nonsense.
Make you feel shit. You are in charge of your own feelings. See, that's what I mean. You're a grown woman sitting here lacking any accountability, blaming somebody else. And understand something.
No, I want to take accountability.
Ma'am, you haven't. No. Okay. Well, the first way you take accountability is stop making excuses. What you did was absolutely horrible. You screwed
I
his
was, I
cousin?
was,
I
it
don't care
was,
how
but I
young
was
you
young.
were. I don't care. You weren't young. See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean right here. I said, stop making excuses and look at what.
Oh, fellas, how many times did we absolutely hear that? I was young, I was dumb. That's the way I felt at the time. I feel differently right now. I'm working on it to improve myself because I know the mistakes that I've made before in the past. But you're gonna hear that, but it's always gonna be that but. But the answer is, but she ain't done shit. How about that? Let's keep going. Because like he said, take no accountability for your actions.
What you do.
Okay.
You turn around and say, I was young. You weren't young. You your youngest is 2. Of all the dicks in the world, why'd you have to go to his cousin?
Well, his cousin was actually the one who introduced us. I knew the cousin first, so
I knew his cousin
They didn't answer
was
my question.
us. His cousin was the one that
yeah.
I
No, I
knew
want to answer
about
to my
was that the cousin introduced us, and it
question.
wasn't that bad because I kept it all in the family. That's exactly what I just heard from this woman. I kept it all in the family, so there's no reason for anybody to be mad at me. But let's keep going.
The pregnancy wasn't planned, it just
What
happened.
was my question?
Why did I have to go to his cousin? I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know.
Because you knew it would hurt him.
You know what? That's so funny right there that we just heard what we just heard right there. Because oftentimes when Kevin Samuels is receiving all of this hate from the people who claim not to like his show, the one thing they always says, who hurt you? Who hurt you? Your mama black, your mama black, or you whatever they want to say, But the point being here is that so often we hear this from women that call into his show. But yet, look at this woman right here. She was absolutely hurt and devastated. So why can't nobody come out and say, who hurt you? Your father black. But we're not hearing that. We're not really hearing the fact that from her, she's taking no accountability in the situation that she created for herself. But yet and still, she takes no regret from it. She claims to be working on it. And then she met the cousin first, so she kept it all in the family. I mean, does it even get more despicable than this right here? And then when asked, why did you have to choose him out of all the people? This is the first time we heard her say, I don't know. That's spooky.
I guess.
You guess?
But it wasn't
No,
purpose.
ma'am. No, ma'am. No,
Like
ma'am.
it
Stay
wasn't.
right here. Stay right here. He cheated on you one time and you decided to leave and take the child. And on the way out of the door, you had sex with his cousin. Out of the millions of penises in the world, you chose his cousin.
After we broke up. We were broken up after.
Did you just hear that? So after the fact that they were broken up, she feels better about the fact that it was his cousin who she previously met before, that she wanted to keep it all in the family, but she felt no guilt about the situation because they were broken up. Whatever town she is in, whatever state she is in, there are more men to choose from, but yet that's her justification of the situation. And she was with this man for 10 years and she cheated on this man. And how dare this man decide to cheat on her? And this is the type of actions that this woman's dealt. This is the type of actions that this woman can take. And then she decides to take the kids. And all of a sudden, this is just a merry-go-round of foolishness. And this is what we deal with out here. So you got to understand what Kevin Samuels actually has to put up with.
The cousin happened.
Modern women, y'all. This is a woman talking about taking accountability.
I am taking accountability, Kevin.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not, man. No, you're not. You haven't said the least bit of remorse. And I said, if after y'all broke up, why'd you have to screw his cousin? Because we haven't even got to the bigger part. Why'd you have to exclude his cousin and have his baby?
I did try. I mean, I'm not going to get into the full details of the pregnancy, but it happened, you know?
You heard that? Just nonchalantly, just it happened. I'm not going to get into the full details of the pregnancy, which was unplanned, and it just so happened to happen. But I could have chose anybody else out here. But see, this is the type of foolishness we deal with women like this. And for all you Kevin Samuels haters out there to say, who else is really going to take this woman to task and find out that there's so many other women out here who are in this woman's situation, taking no responsibility, saying that it's all this man's fault because he decided to cheat on her one time. And this is what high productive men within the Black community are supposed to deal with. Why should we have to deal with this woman at all? Back in the day, women would have been the first people to tell her about herself. And that's what needs to happen because, like I said, we do what we supposed to do. But out here, when we grinding, when we trying to build with you, and then you get mad at Kevin Samuels for saying that, yo, I'm sorry, we can't be dealing with women like this. And we need these women to be checked some way, somehow. But why is it up to Black men to deal with this woman? That's what we have to get away from. We should not be having to deal with her. But let's just continue on with how crazy this woman is.
It happened. No, ma'am, you happened. You happened. You happened. You chose this. You chose to go try to hurt this man. But here's the thing. Why am I being so harsh? Because you're somebody's mother. You broke up a family and you made a baby out of spite. I said it 5 minutes ago. You're a horrible person.
No, that baby was not out of spite. Like, that baby was really an accident. It was not a planned pregnancy.
No, the fuck was out of spite.
Well, I wasn't thinking about him at the time. We were broken up, so.
We were broken up, so I wasn't thinking about him at the time. You were thinking about this man so much that you went out there and got so hurt by the situation. Who hurt you? Obviously, this man hurt you because he decided to cheat on you one time with your narcissistic self because you told us that you were in a relationship with this man who you did not want to be in a relationship with at the time, decided to get married on with him, cheat on him throughout the marriage, and he cheats on you once, and you decide, who hurt you? I'm gonna go have sex with his cousin, then get pregnant by his cousin. But guess what? It wasn't planned. I'm working on myself, or I'm going to work on myself. I'm trying to take accountability, but I'm really not trying to be salty with men out here, because this is the type of stuff we have to deal with as men on our journey and our purpose to find women that we want to marry. But yet this woman says, I wasn't even thinking about him, as if she did not know it was his cousin. And you wonder why some men out here talking this type of stuff. And I'm sorry. You could say whatever you want to say about Kevin Samuels, but I'm sorry. This woman right here does not classify as feminine, beautiful, and inspirational. This woman is sad, toxic, and she takes no accountability. So, fellas, when you out there looking for a woman that you want to consider for marriage, you got to understand, Playboy, she ain't the one. So, until next time, is it marriage or hell nah? You just saw an example where it's absolutely hell nah. Peace out to the next one. But like I said, thank you guys for staying with me through this video. Sometimes we be having audio issues. I'm learning how to do it better, but I definitely appreciate all the love and support we've been getting throughout this channel. So if you're new to the content, feel free to hit the subscribe button, but also like the video. Let me know what you guys are thinking about the content and what modern men are forced to deal with out here in the comments below. Till the next time, peace. I'm out.